right. And guess what, Riggs? The Flyers have a new head coach.
Oh, I saw. Huge
Our
huge
boy,
signing.
Rick Tocchet.
Oh yeah, amazing
Man,
signing. That was the right signing.
I
That was
believe
the
it.
guy.
I couldn't agree more. And I've heard already in the last day, I actually was fortunate enough. I was talking with Talk yesterday. He's obviously super excited. He started here. Like, you can go back and just look at the way he played, the energy he brought, and let's not forget he was the Jack Adams Award winner in 2024.
Right.
This guy knows what he's doing, and I think, well, I know players like really respect him. I mean, you saw Quinn Hughes in Vancouver, basically not begging or pleading, but just, I really want him to come back. Um, it might help you getting some more free agents with a guy
Yeah,
like that. That's a player's
for
coach.
sure. For sure.
Not always wants to hold you accountable, like you should be as a player. You should be held accountable, but he also gets it. He gets being a player, and he's just one of those guys. He reminds me a lot of Chief,
Yeah,
with the way he
exactly.
handles himself. And I just could be more excited. I told him yesterday. I said, "Don't worry, I'm not asking you for a job.
Yeah.
I'm just super excited you're here, and you got to come to the house 4 times a month." No, I didn't say that
Four
to him,
times a month.
but yeah, no, but
He might be
anyway,
busy coaching an NHL
he
franchise.
might be a little busy. I think you should throw your assistant coaching hat into the ring with him.
You think so? He'll be a
I
great
think.
coach to work with,
Oh
man.
my God, how he would be
I'm
great
not
to
sure I
work
have a
for.
standing chance in hell to ever get that job, but
Hey,
I'd
man.
love to be around in some way, shape, or form for sure.
Yeah,
I think
he's
it's
just
great. I mean, I think to kind of what you're saying about kind of comparing him to Chief. He's obviously demanding. There's a style and an energy that's expected, but I think he is really falls into that category of like a coach. Like, he's coaching you. He's not being a bully, and it's beyond what we've heard in the past with some other stories of some coaching styles where it's like fear-based coaching, making guys feel less than. I think Chief and Talk have a interesting and creative way of using their humor
yeah,
alongside of getting the message across, which is obviously there's a standard of play we're expecting here. We're going to work. We're going to dig in the trenches, and if we're not, and if certain individuals don't buy in, we'll call you out. But it's not going to be in the way that is not going to get the guy going. It's going to be in a way that's going to get the guy going, but maybe with some humor,
yeah,
maybe with some tough love. But they certainly
yes,
have a way to connect with the players, because yes, there's a respect based on their history and the way they played the game, but I think it's also their character themselves, the way they communicate, I think is super important, and why Talk has been a head coach, and a really good one. And
yeah,
he left a guaranteed head coaching job to come to Philly.
yes, he
And that
did.
says a lot, knowing the situation, obviously knowing Jonesy and Danny and Dan Hilferty and the crew there. But I think it's great.
I do too.
I think it's great for the city, great for the team.
Yeah, I do as well. And the other thing, we've touched on this before. I'm gonna beat a dead horse here, but a lot of people are excited, which I really think all Philly fans should be. But you get those people saying, "Oh, here we go again, another former Flyer." Yeah, it is another former Flyer that's gone elsewhere and been a hell of a coach, and he's coming back here because he loves the Flyers. And we've had other people that aren't Flyers come in, and it
Yeah.
didn't work. And not to say they got to be a Flyer. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not. That's not my rant. It's just that I don't give a shit that he played here. He also played in L.A. He also played in Pittsburgh and won a cup. Like he played other places. Yes, he was a former Flyer, but
A legendary former Flyer,
a
like
legendary.
the
Yeah.
most one of the most spirited former
Yes. I
Flyers,
mean,
right? I mean,
you go back and just watch his highlights. Baller's
yeah,
probably got something in the works, actually,
yeah.
but
He
this
knows what it
guy's
takes. He
he
knows
knows.
what type of character and energy is required to win.
Yes, he played.
As a player and as a coach, he's been around. He's had
And
success, and it's a great fit. Yeah, there's always going to be disgruntled fans, right?
Of course, yeah.
In any which way, any direction, right? I mean, you hire a college coach, you're going to have a camp that loves it, and then you're going to have a camp that hates it. I mean, I
Exactly.
could see what the fans were saying if it was just some random ex-flyer that has no,
Hasn't been coaching
history and
or
hasn't been
yeah,
coaching and has no business being there. But like, come on, like, he stepped away from a head coaching job in Vancouver to be the head coach of the Flyers. That's got to be telling
that
how
it
bad he
is
wants to be here.
exactly. And another thing that's some people may say it's not really that big of a deal. This guy could be working at TNT making $2 million a
That's
year
another good point.
just to
With
show up
Biz
once
and
a week
Jetter,
with
just
Biz
shooting
and
the
have
shit.
like, a great time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's less money, but at the same time,
Less pressure.
if someone asked you or I to fly to Atlanta on a Tuesday night, have a nice dinner, hang out with the boys, then shoot the shit Wednesday night, watch 2 hockey games and talk about it, and then fly home Thursday, I got my hand
Sign
up.
me
I'll
up.
do it for $500,000, buddy.
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah.
I can break balls. I can break some guys' balls, but no. But in all seriousness, I'm so happy for him, and you know, on not just the coaching aspect, but talk as well. Just an unbelievable human.
Yeah.
Just a great guy. Never big times anyone. He's just a great guy. He was so good to the trainers. I mean, even when he was his second stint here, I met him as a kid and got to spend so much time. He was my favorite. I'll never forget Kevin McHale too, walking into the locker room and my dad had the jerseys up. I was in high school and Kevin McHale went right to. He played basketball, Riggs, just in case you're wondering, for the
Yeah. Well,
Celtics. He
yeah.
won a lot. Hey, he was a big
I
time
was like,
player.
did he play for the
Yeah,
Flyers?
no, he was a basketball player, but it was just funny because the Celtics were playing the Sixers at 1, and then the Flyers had a game that night. So anyway, he's like, "Hey, can I look in the locker room?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, come on in." It's Kevin McHale. I'm just like starstruck because I'm a kid. I'm like 16. And he comes in, he points right at Talk's jersey. He goes, "Rocket Tocchet. That's my
Oh, yeah.
guy." Yeah, he called it Rocket Tocchet. So anyway, super happy for him, Riggs. The great guy. I think he's the right fit. I really
Definitely.
do. I mean, what do I know? But I love the guy, and I think he, like you said, he had a guarantee. Came here, he wants to do it. He's got a lot of options, and this is the option he picked. So Flyer fans should be super excited for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, I'm
Um,
super pumped for it. I mean, he signed 5 years, knowing the situation.
yes.
Quasi rebuild here still, right? I mean, probably
Yep.
quasi
Yeah.
still in the
Yeah.
rebuild, right? Early or
Yeah.
maybe the later stages of it, but he's in it. He's in it for the long haul. Like he's in it from the continuation of the rebuild all the way through being a contender.
Yes.
And that's again telling that you leave a situation like Vancouver. Not that it was, not that they were contenders this year, but like nonetheless, he had a guaranteed job. He wanted to be a Flyer. He's been a
Yes.
Flyer. He's always been a Flyer. He just disappeared, get some experience to come back and take his wisdom back to Philly, leading the Flyers to Stanley Cup.